Good morning from the beautiful town of Antibes here in the south of France, where the water is so ridiculously blue and everything is just so quaint and charming. Yesterday we went here and we were a little tired, but we were able to go to the antique market they had and we picked up a couple of stuff. But today we have a whole entire day ahead of us, so I can't wait to bring you along and show you guys what we see. Although I am traveling with an e-scooter, so not everything is going to be accessible to me, but I'll try my best.
My sister and I decided to start the day off by visiting Marché Provençal, and it felt like the perfect introduction to the French market culture. Every morning from 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., local artisans gather here to sell their respective goods, from fresh produce, soaps, meats, cheeses, truffle oils, flowers, among other things. There was also a beautiful store that we stumbled across that sold the most darling hand-woven goods, and we just wanted to buy everything.
You can get like matching bags. Yeah.
Looking back at my first impression of Antibes, I remember being delighted about how much character this small town has. While it is the bohemian coastal town that we now know and love, it used to be the ancient Greek town of Antipes, and many of its original infrastructure still remains today. In Antibes, the colors are so vibrant, the history is so rich, and art is woven deep in its culture, and it only felt fitting that Picasso made it his residence at one point in his life.
Picasso actually stayed in one of these rooms and he made a lot of art exclusively in this place, and I just think found in the ceramics and the paintings and the sketches is really his love letter to Antibes.
Then it was time to visit what we truly came here for, which is the beach. Antibes is one of the few places that had a handy plage, which is a special part of the beach that is only for people with disabilities, and this was one of my core memories on this trip.
This is so cool! I know it sounds so silly, but I am just so happy and overjoyed to be in the beach. Ever since I got injured, I haven't been in the water, so just being here and being able to be in the water just makes me so happy. And whoever invented this cool little invention, I love you.
Little mermaids. You'll be my sister and I'll be the princess.
I'm so sorry, I think it might be a little loud, but I'm just getting a little bit emotional. I've been traveling for 2 weeks with my broken ankle, and it's just been so challenging and frustrating to not have access to things. And today I went to the beach and I was actually in the water, and it makes me think about all the things that I really took for granted that are now so hard for me to do. But yeah, now we're just walking right by the beach and about to watch the sunset over Antibes, and then we'll rest for the day. Good morning and welcome to Nice. I think one of my absolute favorite things in the world is just waking up to the most beautiful views. This morning I woke up to Old Nice and the beautiful blue Mediterranean Sea. This Airbnb is actually very hard to get to. It took us 8 flights of stairs to get to. This is the first flight of stairs, and then after that is one more over there, and then all the way up there is 6 more flights of stairs all the way up.
We got to the 5th floor Airbnb and we were so exhausted. My sister was truly the MVP for carrying all her luggage, and we were greeted with the most beautiful sunset overlooking Old Nice. And around 9:30 p.m. our host messaged us telling us that there were fireworks right outside of our windows, and I just thought it was such a stunning welcome to this gorgeous city. Getting up here and seeing the view has been definitely worth it for me. So I'm gonna show you around and we'll have some breakfast. This is the bedroom, and it also has a view out
Side. So this is the living room. They have a couch, an armchair, seating for 4 people, and the most beautiful Juliet balcony overlooking Nice and the sea. And that is $1 million view.
Since I started traveling, I made it a point to keep track of the most beautiful breakfast spots in my life, and this easily belongs in the top 5. It is just truly so surreal and such a pinch me moment. I cannot believe it's real.
Our first order of business here in Nice is replacing this basket, which we got from Harrods. I loved it, but it's so tiny I can't fit anything in it. So we're going to be replacing it with this beautiful little basket that I got from Muy Mucho for 20 euros and can fit much more.
If Antibes was the older, artsy sister, then Nice was definitely the younger, more popular sibling. Honestly, kind of like me and my sister. Nice is equally as vibrant as Antibes, but there was definitely something about it that made you feel like you were living in the middle of a classic French film. We visited another French market, adoring the flowers, which this market was known for, as well as the local artisanal goods. We also tried a local Niçoise street food, which is the soca, which is a savory pancake-like flatbread made of chickpea flour and olive oil, and I really liked it. We took an elevator, thank goodness there was one, to the top of Castle Hill, which provided a sweeping panoramic view of all of Nice, and it was just so unreal how blue that water is, how vibrant the old town is, and I just still don't have the words for it. It truly is a moment straight out of a postcard. We strolled along the English promenade for some people watching and to see the water up close. And when the evening came, we listened to some street music and ate some more Niçoise cuisine. The final stop in our French Riviera trip was neither a town nor a city, but its own sovereign state, the Kingdom of Monaco.
We have been traveling the French Riviera for about a week now, and it is getting a little expensive, so I wanted to try out a little bit of a challenge where we're going to be spending only 50 euros per person and try to see if we can do Monaco on a budget. It tastes as much as it costs, which is not a bad thing, especially the fact that it's a little bit hard to find affordable food here in Monaco. I think it's pretty good. So this may look like any regular street, but right now I am here at the F1 hairpin turn, where every May or early June the world's best F1 drivers come here to navigate that really tricky hairpin turn, which is one of the most famous corners of the Monaco Grand Prix. And it costs me 0 euros just to sit here and appreciate it. And I'm not much of a car person, but this is pretty cool.
It is said that 1 out of 3 people in Monaco are millionaires, and it definitely reflects in the country as a whole. Although there is no shortage of free things to do, like admiring the outdoor sculptures, there's definitely a feeling of an obscene amount of wealth everywhere.
We finally made it here in Monte Carlo Casino, and it is probably one of the most famous landmarks here in Monaco, if not the most famous. Fun fact, the citizens of Monaco are actually not allowed to bet in here because it takes the money out of the country. So this is built just purely for tourists like me. It costs 17 euros to get in. 10 euros you can use for drinks or either in the slot machines. And I actually have never ever bet in my whole entire life, never gambled, so this is going to be a very fun experience.
Seeing the Monte Carlo casino up close is just the coolest thing. It felt straight out of a James Bond movie. I would say that you will need your passport and to be dressed properly according to the website to be able to go in. Although I say this now, but there is literally a girl wearing shorts coming in, so I'm not quite sure.
She's 3 euros. We don't know how to do this.
No,
We're
this is our
just-
first time
We're just trying
gambling.
to get like a beginner's luck kind of thing, and like.
Since we ended up spending most of our budget pretend gambling and having mocktails, we ended up having deli food for dinner, which was honestly fine. We had sandwich and pastries, and it put us to 50 euros the whole entire day. Traveling the south of France was truly such a dream for me, although this video just shows the highlights and doesn't show the difficult parts, like when my sister and I almost got struck by lightning, which was crazy, and we almost died. I take all of it in its adventures and misadventures, and I cherish it all. Thank you so much for coming along this journey, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.